Good morning students and welcome to the new lecture of accountancy, and we were previously doing the chapter that is the introduction of accounting. This is the very first chapter of accounting. Being a commerce student, you should know about what is the accounting mean. As we have explained in the previous chapter that what is the meaning of accounting, as accounting is just like a language of the facts and figures and data, and how you are using all those monetary terms for the useful data, and how you are going to make with the help of those facts and figures and the monetary amount or information, how you are making the useful data, how you are making the information useful to the users. So that we are actually learning in the subject of accounting. So in a first starting, we have just learned about, with the help of the meaning of accounting, with the help of the definition of accounting, that what is the accounting means. So we have just done with the attributes and the characteristics of accounting. Today our topic is the process of accounting. So we will try to understand what is the process of accounting. So process means the set of the steps you ought to be followed to make accounting useful, and there are certain steps each and everybody who is doing the accounting, whether he is an accountant or doing something related to the accounting, everybody who is doing accounting has to follow these steps. So these all steps are given in the process of accounting, and with the help of this chart I will try to understand what is the process of accounting. So first of all, you all know that what is to be done in accounting. The first step is to identification of the data, identification of the transactions and event, whether they are of an economic nature. Then what is of your concern with your business, that activity is noted down. What can be measured in the monetary term, that can be recorded only. So accounting only deals with the facts and figures and events and transactions which is actually related to the money, which can be measurable in the money and which is related to your business or your firm. So first the steps are, first is the identify the financial transactions and the events. Then we go to the when once it is clarified that this is the your economic activity. Once the event and transactions are identified, that it will come to the accounting. The next step is the recording. So we do the recording with the help of the day book, that is the journal. And next, when you do the accounting, you go with the classification of data. After the classification, you go with the summarizing, then the analyzing of the analyzing and interpretation of data. So all these steps we will try to do it with the help of the flow chart. So as the financial process of accounting, the first step is the financial transaction and event. So it means the identification of the financial transaction is much more required. It is the first step of accounting. So you all know that the transaction or event which is of an economic nature, which is related to, which is measurable by the money, can only be taken care of. So we will have to take all financial transaction and event first. Next comes to the recording. Now once you are just clear about what are the transaction and event will come, your next step is to recording of the all those transactions in event. So recording we do it with the either with the journal. Journal is called the day book, or in the accounting language we say or we call the day book as a journal. So it means that in the journal we just gather all the transaction and event which is happening for day by day basis. Each and everything which is related to your business, each and every event which is identified as an economic nature, you are to be noted down in the book of journal. So see, either you note it down in a day book, that is called journal, but when the business grows, when your business grows and the size of the business getting bigger and bigger, it is impossible to just maintain a one book. then what do? You are to just actually divide that book in a small sections, which is called the substitute of journal, substitute books. Okay, so that journal is actually divided then into the 8 parts. When we do it this when the size of your business grows or increases. It is a very difficult task, or it becomes complex to just maintain a one book. Instead of one book, we divide that one book into the 8 parts, which is called the substitute of the journal. So here that 8 part is called, first book of the journal is called the cash book. Second, that is the purchase book. Third is the sales book. Then the purchase return, sales return, bills receivable, bills payable, and last but not the least is the journal proper. So it means that if you are not maintaining the journal, you are to maintain the other books, that is called the substitute books. Okay, so it means what are those? These are 8 in kind. It is just it is actually a journal. You are just divided a journal into the 8 parts, and these books are very important. See how these books are maintained. See how these books are actually divided in a 8. See, when we do the trading or when we do any business, we are related with mostly with the buying and selling of goods. When there is a buying, it means that you are purchasing something. Either your business is of a manufacturing concern or any business. There is a goods and services. Either you are buying something or you are selling something. It means that in the business, basically the two things especially happen, that is the buying and selling. When you are buying thing, it means you are purchasing. When you are selling, it means sale. So these books, that is a purchase book and the sale book. Sometimes when you purchase something, there may be some defects in the good. You have to be return it back to the supplier. Then it means when you are going to return the goods to the supplier, you also need the purchase return book. When some customer comes to you and you sell something to your customer and he comes back to you with some defective pieces, it means you have to take it back your goods. Then you have to maintain the sales return book. Also, it means next is the bills receivable and bills payable. See, the business is not purely based on the cash basis. If you want to increase your business, if you want to increase the circle of your business, you have to also play with the credit basis. It means that it's not it's not fair that to just deal with the cash basis only. Just to increase for the growth purpose, for excelling more in the business, you have to be to take some trust on other also. So when you are doing the business on the credit basis, then you might have the debtors, you might have the creditor also. Debtor are the person to whom you have debtor are just like a person. It means that to whom you are to receive some cash. It means, for example, your customers. When you are doing the credit sales to your customer, it means after some time when they are giving you back that money, because they have purchased the things from you on the credit, not on the cash basis, those persons to whom you are to receive the money is called your debtors. So it means you are to make the bills receivable on them. That's why bill receivable account is bills receivable books are here. Also bills payable, it means that the person, for example, they are a supplier, you have purchased the raw material or raw goods on a credit basis. It means you are bound to pay the amount to your supplier. The person to whom you want to pay the money, when you have taken something on a credit basis, they become your creditors. Okay, so it means that for that, when you are going to pay, you have to write a bills payable. So it means that's why the bills payable book is there. What is not coming in the other 7 books will come to the journal proper. Also, most important your book is of a substitution second book is the cash book, because cash is a lifeblood of the business and most of the work is doing with the cash. You are paying money on the cash basis, you are paying to your supplier on a cash basis, you are receiving the sale proceed on the cash basis. It means cash plays a very important role, or you can say cash is a lifeblood of the business. For maintaining the inflow of the and the outflow of the cash, you need to also maintain the cash book. So in the substitute books, you are to have the first is the cash book, then the purchase book, next is the sales book, then purchase return. If there is a sale, you also must to have maintain the sales return book, then bills receivable, bills payable, and last but not the least, that is the 8th, that is the journal proper book. So what is not coming to these 7 books will ultimately go to the journal proper. So next, it means recording you do with the journal or the your substitute books. Either you will do by the journal or you do by these books. After the recording of the transaction, it means recording means it is a first you are just noting down something. It is a first recording of the thread of the transactions. Okay, when you have done with your recording, it proceed to the posting to your ledger. It means classifying posting into ledger. First the financial transaction and event you identify, then it comes to the recording. Recording you done with the help of journal or either by the journal or by the substitution tube books. When the recording is done, you do with the classification, classifying the posting into the ledger. So ledger is a book which is actually called the portion of the account. Here in the ledger book, every account you will find out. If you are dealing with anybody with your business, either they are people or they are asset, the property, anything which is dealing, anything which has some monetary worth will be there in the ledger. Whatever you are recording, you are going to posting in the ledger. Once you are posting in the ledger, by classifying all the accounts here, you go with the next, that is the trial balance, making of the trial balance. When you are done with your posting, when you are done with your ledger posting, that means in the ledger posting you make an account, then you are going to summarize all the accounts. So it means first, after doing the classification of the ledger posting, you just have to balance all the account. It means those balances, when you make an account balancing, either there is a debit balance or there is a credit balance. This is called the summarizing of account. It means you are summarizing your data by making or just finalizing your accounts in the ledgers after taking the recorded item and posting to the ledger. When you are done with your summarizing, you do with the trial balance. You have to make a trial balance. Trial balance is just like a trial, that whatever you have just done till now, either it is right or wrong. It means it is here so many things. With the help of the trial balance, you will come to know that either whatever you have just done has either is right or not. Most of the time you can find out some error. If there is any error in your work, you can find out, but there are some error, there are some things which you even not be able to find out at the time of the trial balance. But even then we can say that trial balance is it is actually find that it is an indication that whatever you have done is right. There are some reservation of the errors which cannot be found in the making of the trial balance. Even then we will have to make a trial balance to know about whether it is done or not. After making of the trial balance, you have to make the financial accounting. So financial accounting is actually the statement of the two, that is the income statement and also the balance sheet statement. When you are just be done with the trial balance, the next step is the making of the final account. Now final account has, I have told you, it is the mix of the two. There are the two statements. One is the income statement and the other one is the balance sheet statement. The income statement actually is a statement of trading and the P&L. It is an account of trading and the P&L. So we can say in the income statement, it is actually the account of two, the trading and the P&L account. Trading P&L account is, you can see also, it is an extension of the trading account. When you have to first make a trading account, then you proceed to the P&L account. Next is the other statement is called the balance sheet statement, where you have to list all the assets and the liability. Also with the liability you have to also write the capital. How much the money you have invested with your business will go to the one side, that is the capital plus liability, and the other side you will have to list up all your assets. So after doing the classification, then you make the summarizing of the data of accounts, trial balance, making of trial balance, then you have to make a final account. After making the final account, because now you are done with your appropriate data you created, which is very much useful for any decision. With the help of the final account, you can, the manager or the board of director, with the help of that, can arise on different decisions, because that is actually the facts and figure. With the help of that, anybody can make the future planning. So it is very much useful. So the next step is the analyzing and the interpretation of the data. With the help of the final account, the manager or the board of director can analyze the data. With the help of analyzing, with the help of the interpretation of their thoughts and with the help of that, all they can make the future planning. How to make, or what are the main target of the future? How to make a plan and a procedure for the future. This is all done with the help of the final accounts. After analyzing and interpretation of the data goes to the communicating to the users. And you all know that what are the accounting users. First of all, the user may be the owner of the business, the user may be the manager who is taking care about the business, who is taking care about all the employees or the worker who is working in the factory or the administration. Also, user can be your bank, from where you have taken a business loan. User can be the tax authority, because they also want to know that either you are paying a right tax or not, and user may be your employees also. User may be the public, who is actually, with the help of your financial facts and figure, they can realize that yes, they are the good business. They are producing a good item. We can trust on them. So there are so many users of accounting, and accounting data plays a very important role for these users. So this is all related to the process of accounting, and this process is, you can't skip any of the steps. When you are doing the accounting process, no step can be skipped, because it is just like a thread. You can't skip any thread from here. So from the identification of financial transaction to the communicating to the users, whatever steps are coming in between, you are to follow all. So this is all about the process of accounting. So I hope you people are just practicing at your home, and if you have any kind of the doubt or error, you can directly come to me. You can ask any error. So I am saying good luck to you for the next lecture.